Good morning everyone. So now I'll be starting with the session for reasoning, the first session for reasoning. And reasoning is one of the major portions in banking examination, particularly IBPS, PO prelims as well as mains. So reasoning is an area which tests your intelligence, and different types of questions come from this area. So we have questions based on blood relations, questions on coding, decoding, directions, syllogism, puzzles. Nowadays puzzles have become very important. Almost 20 questions in the prelims and almost 25 questions in the mains come from puzzles, that is seating arrangement, linear arrangement. And among all the topics, one of the important topics is coding and decoding. So I am starting today with the first session on coding and decoding. And in this session I will be discussing with you the letter shifting coding method. That is a very common type of coding method, and in frequently you see this technique in different questions in banking exams. So we will start from the very basics, understand every type of question and different types of shifting technique, and discuss examples along with the discussion, and that will make it very easy for you to follow and understand the letter shifting coding technique. So by the end of the session you should be well versed with all of these concepts. You should be you should have learned coding, decoding. What is coding, decoding questions, that we will discuss first, followed by understanding the coding by letter shifting types of questions that are there, and also discuss problems. So that will be the main agenda of the class, and by the end of the class I am sure you will have covered all of these things in the best possible manner that is there. Okay. So coding, decoding, please understand, is a very important topic. It's a frequently asked topic, and in both the IBPS PO prelims as well as IBPS PO mains there can be 2 to 5 questions from this topic, right. Different types of questions are there from coding, decoding, that we are going to cover for you in this video and in the future videos that we will do with you, like substitution coding or sentence coding. All types of coding, decoding questions will be covered for you, right. So this is one area which you will master in 3 sessions, right. Okay. Now today is the first session where I will be teaching you the first type of technique of coding, decoding. So let's start with understanding what is coding and decoding. So coding and decoding has been in use for a long time. From the ancient time, kings and people have been using codes to send messages to each other. The primary purpose of coding something is so that only the person who knows the coding method can find the message, and that it should not be understood by anyone else. So in our class also sometimes we have codes for our friends, we have code name for teachers that we students understand, teachers don't understand, right. So the idea is that coding is very simple to as a concept. Convert something that everyone understands into something that only some people understand, and those who know the coding method, the coding logic used. For example, let's take this word money and I convert it to something entirely different, that is N, 1, 5, 15, O, the letter O, 5, and Z. So what we have here, 3 letters N, right. So we have the letter N followed by the, one second, just let me select the marker ink. So we have the letter N and O and Z and 2 numbers 15 and 5. So what we have done is converted a word that all of us understand, that is money, into something that only those who know the coding method can understand. This process is what is called as coding. So can you find out the coding method used here, and can any one of you find out what will be the decoding? Convert this code, I am giving you a code. Can you find out the word which it stands for? This is what is called decoding, right. So, we have a word here and we have the code here. Some kind of a coding method has been used to convert this word money into the code N1505Z. So, by finding out the coding logic used, can you convert now this code which I am giving to you P18E5S and find the word? Yes, the answer is order. So, you see, if you decode it, the answer is order. Now, we are able to find out that the answer is order because we understand that the first letter M has become N, shift forward by 1. The letter O we have made 15, that is the positional value of the letter. The letter N then becomes O, again shifting forward by 1. The letter E, convert it into its positional value 5, and letter Y shifted forward by 1 becomes Z. So, once we know what is the coding method, the first, the third and the fifth letter are moved forward by 1 and the other letters are converted into their positional value in the English alphabet. Okay. So, I am not discussing the positional values today, just quickly. So, if I shift back P by 1, M N O P, so P minus 1 will be O. If I shift back E by 1, E minus 1 will be D. If I shift back S by 1, S minus 1 will be R. Which is the 18th letter? R. Which is the 5th letter? E. So, we get the answer as order, right. So, that is one example where I have covered both things, shifting as well as substitution. So, now we are today going to learn about shifting, but first we have understood what is coding and decoding. Converting a word into code is coding, converting back the code into the word is decoding. Okay. So, now let us start with the first question of coding decoding, and through questions we will understand. Most of the topics I will discuss along with the questions. So, here let us take this question now. If fast is coded as GBTU, then how will you code book? What will be the answer for this? So, let us see. This is again a very basic example of shifting type coding question and very simple. What we have done here is each letter of the word fast, if you observe, it is a very basic one, but we will understand from the basics. We always start with the basic, then learn the advanced, then practice questions and then become perfect. So, fast is a word converted into GBTU. So, how have we converted fast into GBTU? What is the method? You see here EFG, F plus 1 shift forward by 1, A plus 1 shift forward by 1, S plus 1 shift forward by 1 and T plus 1 shift forward by 1. So, fast is coded as GBTU. This is a very common coding type, shifting forward by 1 or shifting forward by 2 positions or 3 positions. So, once we know the method used to convert fast into GBTU, then what will be the code for book? So, if we take the word book and do the same thing with book, we are coding it. What will be the code? We are coding it. So, B plus 1 C, O plus 1 P, again next O, O plus 1 P and K plus 1 is L. So, what is the answer? The answer is CPPL, 2 P's, not 3. So, Pankaj, you have solved, but you have written 3 P's. CPPL. So, very basic example, but we are starting from the basics, right. Then we will learn the advanced, then you will practice with the questions and you will become perfect. Okay. So, I will go to the next slide now. If near is coded as MDZQ, then how will you code learn? So, again here if near is coded as MDZQ, then how will you code learn? So first you observe the word and the code for that word. First you observe the word and the code for that word. N and M, what is the relationship? That is -1. E and D, -1. A and Z, again it is -1. We are going back. So from A, if you go back, you get Z. Please understand that. And R and Q, -1. So this is where we are shifting letter backward. That means coding can be done by both shifting letters forward or by shifting letters backward. Now using the same concept, if we use the word learn, what will be the code? L -1 K, E -1 D, A -1 is Z, R -1 is Q, and N -1 is M. So K D Z Q M. Yes, Alamgir Alam, that's the right answer. K D Z Q M, right? So you see, very simple. We are starting with simple examples. You see how we will build up now to the more advanced questions, and we try to learn everything that is there to learn from shifting type questions of coding and decoding. So I will now move to the third type of question. If the word fast is coded as IDVW, fast, what is the word here? Fast. And what is the code? I, D, V and W. Word is given, code is given. What is the coding method? So that's the first thing, always understand what is the coding method. Find out the coding method, and then using that same coding method, convert the word dear into its code. What will be the code? So what is the method here? You see, you are shifting forward by how many letters? Just try to understand. Count in your mind. You know English alphabets. F, G, H, I. So what are we doing here? Shifting forward by 2. F, G, H. In fact, we are shifting forward by 3 here. G, H, I. Correct? So third letter from F. G, H, I plus 3. So all letters are shifted by 3. A plus 3. B, C, D, S plus 3, T, U, V, and T plus 3, U, V, W. So very simple again. Each letter is shifted forward by 3. So what will be the code word for D? E, F, G. E, F, G. And for G it will be F, G, H. Shift forward by 3. Those have done it, very good. Those have not done, please try solving. A, B, C, D and R, S, T, U. So we have seen 3 examples. These are all basic examples. So we have seen that coding can be done by shifting letters forward by 1 and shifting letter backwards by 1. At the same time, we can shift letters as many positions forward or backward as is required. We can shift 2 forward or 3 forward, or we can do alternate shifting also. So here the answer is G, H, D, U. Yes, I can see most of you are getting the answer right, very good. Basic questions we have done, now we will slowly move towards the more advanced. Example 3 we have done, now let us move to example 4. Now if orange, the word orange is coded as QPCLIC, then what will be the code for the word mango? So the word orange is coded as Q, P, C L I C. Then what will be the code for the word mango? Observe carefully. Look at how the letters are shifting forward or backward. How many positions are we shifting forward or backward? Once you are clear with the logic used, immediately you will be able to solve and get the answer. So, O, P, Q, we are moving 2 forward, plus 2. But R plus 2 is ST. Here we have P. That means what? It means we are moving back by 2, minus 2. So, what is the logic here? Plus 2, minus 2. Look at the next letter, A and C. What are we doing here? Plus 2. A plus 2, A, B, C, and N and L, minus 2. Before N comes M and before M comes L. G and I again plus 2. E and C minus 2. So, that means alternate shifting forward and backward by 2 and minus 2. That is the technique used. So, now if we apply the same technique with the word mango, what will be the answer? M plus 2, NO, A minus 2. So, what comes before A? Z, right? And what comes before Z? Y. Then N plus 2. What comes after N plus 2? NOP. And G minus 2. What comes before G? F, and before F. So, you are doing plus 2, minus 2, plus 2, minus 2. E, F, G, right. So, first letter forward by 2, next letter back by 2, and plus 2, and minus 2, then last one will be plus 2. Follow the right order, you will get the correct answer. So, O plus 2, OPQ, OPQ. So, that is the answer. You see again very carefully, some of you have solved it but not got the right answer. Please see here, M plus 2, NO, A minus 2, you are going minus 2 here, plus 2 here, NOP, minus 2 here, G, before G, F, before F, E, and O plus 2, OPQ. So, this answer very important to be accurate, OYPEQ. Yes, Bhavna and Vishaka, the answer is correct, OYPEQ. So, just because you are doing it in a hurry, do not get the answer wrong. If you know the right method, if you have understood the question, make sure that you are not getting the question wrong and that you are solving it correctly. Because remember, in exams we have negative marks also. The worst thing that you can do is to solve a question which you know how to solve and then get minus 1 by 4, correct. So, that you definitely do not want to do, right. Clear? All of you, please focus on accuracy, that is very, very important. Let us move to the next question. Okay, here we have contest time. Let us understand, let us solve this question, all of you. Try solving the question. If orange is coded as HTCLEL, then what will be the code for mango? Let us see how many of you can solve. Those will get the correct answer. Post it in the comment. You will get an atom session. Those will get the correct answer. Try working it out. Observe the way coding has been done. And post a comment. If orange is coded as HTCLEL, then what will be the code for mango? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You should have done by now. Let us now continue with the session here. So, now we will be going to the letter shifting advanced types of questions. Basic questions we have seen, basic examples we have seen, shifting letters forward, or shifting letters backward by one position, or shifting letters forward by a number of positions, or alternate shifting of letters forward and backward. Let's look at this question now. In a certain code, altered is written as UMBGEFS. How will related be written in that code? In a certain code, altered is written as UMBGEFS. So what is the word here? Altered. And what is the code word? UMBGEFS. What is the coding technique used? How has the coding been done? Try to figure that out quickly. In exams, we have hardly 30 seconds to 40 seconds. After reading the question, you have maximum 30 seconds to solve and get the answer for the question. So what is the answer for the word related? What will be the answer? How will related be written in that code? Can anyone get the answer? Find out the coding technique used. Let's observe here. L and M we can see here that L plus 1 is M. So you are shifting L forward by 1, but there is no such link between T and B. Compare T and B. T plus 1 is not B. T plus 1 is U. T minus 1 is S. We see a S here. We see a U here. To understand this question, observe this is a very important question for you, very important. This is based on the cross coding technique. Here what is being done is, instead of coding words letters linearly, one below the other, we are doing cross coding. A and B. A plus 1 is B. You can see here, every time you are not going to get the same simple question, plus 1 minus 1 plus 2 minus 2. Sometimes there will be a twist in the question. T plus 1 is U and L plus 1 is M. Observe here how the cross coding has been done. Now E and G below, E, F, G, we are moving 2 forward, not 1, forward by 2. And again we could do the same cross coding here. R plus 1 is S and D plus 1 is E. And E plus 1 is F. Observe the coding method used here, very important. Cross coding, cross shifting, not shifting one below the other, shifting in a cross manner. So now that we understand the coding, now we have understood what is the coding method used. Can we decode the word? So here, using this technique, L will become M, E will become F, moving forward by 1, R will become S. So we get our third letter, MFS. And if you shift A forward by 2, A plus 2, ABC, and then you look at TED, same cross coding is done here. D plus 1, what comes after D? E. E plus 1, F, and T plus 1, U. So what is the code for related? MFS, C, EFU. That is the right answer. I can see here Pankaj has done the question correct. Very good, Pankaj. The answer for the code for related is MFSC EFU. This is what we mean by advanced level, where we are not doing the same coding of letter below it or linear coding of letters +1, +2, -1, -2, some cross coding, some change in the approach, so that those who are familiar only with one way of solving can find it difficult. And the main challenge is not just that, the main challenge is the timing. It's always about timing. If I give you sufficient time to solve by doing some permutation combination, by checking the answer options, maybe you will get the answer. But what about solving the question in just 30 seconds? Can you do that? No. So for that you need to get exposed to different types of questions and observe the different types of ways in which questions are solved. So what we are doing here is making sure that you are not unfamiliar with the kind of questions that come in the exam. कुछ भी नया नहीं होना है आपके लिए. कोई भी question एग्जाम में है, आपने पहले भी उसे देखा है, सॉल्व किया है, you have some idea कैसे इसको सॉल्व करना है. You remember how it was done when you were practicing in your home, how it was done when you were watching the video, and that is how you get the answer. So let's go to the next question. Example 6. In a certain code, let's see who can do it the fastest. In a certain code, MEADOWS, MEADOWS, MEADOWS is coded as RVNENFB. Then how will you code the word priests? PRIESTS. How will you code the word priest? Who can solve this question within 30 seconds or maximum 40 seconds? Can you solve this? That is the question that will decide whether you are going to crack the IBPS PO prelims paper or not. What is our aim? What is our goal? We have to practice with these questions till the time we start solving these questions within 30 to 40 seconds. What is the method used? How are we going to solve this question? What kind of coding has been done? Shifting forward by how many letters? If it is cross coding, how is the cross coding done? What is the answer? So how do we solve it? Think about what is m plus 1. At least that much we should know. What is m plus 1? N. Ideally we try with +1 and -1 and search for them. Where is n? Two positions are there. Okay. N is there. Very likely that it is a +1 coding type. Observe this, very important. What is E plus 1? F. Can we see an F somewhere here? Yes, we can see F here, right? Okay. What is A plus 1? What is A plus 1? B. Can we see a B somewhere? Yes, this is B. So first three letters have come in the last three place in the same order, NFB, NFB, same order is not changing, NFB. What is D plus 1? E, that is here, the center. The middle letter comes down as it is by adding 1. What is O plus 1? MNOP. Where is P? We don't see P here. So what should we do? We start scratching our head. No. If P is not there, maybe -1 will be there. What is -1? What comes before O? N. Can we see N somewhere? Yes, here. What is W minus 1? V. Can we see V somewhere? Yes, here. And what is S minus 1? R. That also we see here. So last three letters are put in the first three positions, but are they in the same order NVR or they are in the reverse order NVR? Observe that. Reverse order. Order is reversed. First three letters in the same order in the last three place, but last three letters in the reverse order. So that's why we say this is a complex question, slightly advanced question. More thinking is required, more application is required to solve this question. And then the challenge is to do the thinking and application in 30 to 40 seconds. So now if you solve the word priests, what will be the answer? So let's first write down the letters P plus 1, R plus 1 and I plus 1. How do we know it is plus 1? Because already we have seen it here, plus 1, and E plus 1, F. As you can compare in this case, we are doing plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. So that same thing I am doing here also with the word priests, Q, S, J, F. Now for the last 3 letters, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. So S minus 1 is R, T minus 1 is S, and S minus 1 is R. Now how are we going to place them? See, there are total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 positions. These 3 Q, S, J will go in the same order in the last 3 places. F will come in the center as F itself. R, S, R will go in the first 3 places in reverse order. Here reverse order does not matter because R, S, R, reverse is also R, S, R. R, S, R, F, Q, S, J. That is how you get the answer, right. So we have to develop the technique in such a way that you should know exactly how to apply the concepts, how to make sure that you do not miss out on a question, right. It will always be ready for change. The same question will not repeat in the exam, right. It is not like I solve 100 questions, from that only questions will come in exam. Those who are making the question paper for your exam are also working, if not equally harder than you, to create better and more challenging questions. So we always have to be ahead of them. More preparation, more application of concepts and understanding of questions. So we will move now to the next example. In a certain code language, the word costly is written as WORVMF. Then how will the word praise be written in the same language? Try it out. C O S T L Y. Observe, take your time, try it out. What is the word here? Costly. And what do we have here? The code WORVMF. Then how will you code the word praise? By now you have got some idea of how to solve the question. What are you going to search for? Where are the letters? How do you solve? Try it out. See if you can get the answer. Costly is written as WORVMF. Try to find links here. Try to start finding. Okay, C plus 1 is D. But I do not see a D anywhere. C plus 2 is E, there is no E. C plus 3 is F. D, E, F, we have an F here. That could be a link between C and F, right. And here Y, W, X, Y. I see a W here, so it gives me a hint. Maybe this first C is linked to the last F. Why is it not possible? The last Y can be linked to the first letter. See how we think. I am just telling you, showing you the thinking approach. So C plus 3 goes in the end, and Y minus 2 comes in the beginning. Now O remains as O, it is not changing, but other letters you see here, SR, that is minus 1, TV plus 2, LM minus 1, pattern is there definitely, LM plus 1, right. So observe the letters where they are going, how they are going, observe the way the letters could have been changed, look at the position of these letters, and then based on that you can solve, right. So where are the letters, how have they been ordered, what could be a particular logic used in a question, where are we linking T and V, where are we linking L and M, where we are linking Y and F, Y and W. So P, if I put it in the end, P C plus 3, now it depends upon the pattern solved used in the question. So P and plus 3, QRS and E minus 2. If answer options are there, it will become better for you to understand the logic and solve the question accordingly. E minus 2, D and C, R remains as it is, then we do it same thing, A minus 1, I plus 2, JK and S plus 1, T. So that could be your answer. Now again, I have not given the options. If I have given you the options, then it will be better what logic I am going to use for creating the questions. But just try to understand, when a random order can also be used for creating a question, a systematic order can also be used. Both ways we can try to solve the questions, right. Depends upon the paper setter, how he or she looks at the paper and how they want you to approach the question. Okay. So let us go to the next question. Let us look at this word here now, banking. And banking is coded as H L D P C C Q. Then how will the, what will be the code for support? Again understand, we do not have the whole day for solving these questions, we have around 30 seconds to 40 seconds maximum to maximum in 1 minute if it is a question in the mains exam. Observe the way letters are placed, where are they placed, how the letters are moving, where are the letters moving. So always start with plus 1, okay, B plus 1, can we see somewhere, yes we see somewhere, 2 places are there. What is A plus 1? Observe that, see the way I am approaching, A plus 1 is B, can we see B anywhere? No. So what could be there? I see one more C here, so could it be that A plus 2 is there? So one more C I am getting, 2 C's I have got. So if I do plus 1 plus 2, why can't I do plus 3? There is a pattern coming up, it is a pattern based question. So N O P Q, last position, same order, C C Q, order does not change, the same order is used. Now can we say K and P, L M N O P, so we are moving forward by how many positions, right? K and P, what is the relation between K and P, that we have to understand. Try to look at the letter K. If you count the letters from A to Z, placing A equal to 1, B equal to 2, C equal to 3, what will be K equal to? 12. K will be, sorry, not equal to 12, 11, okay. So just correct it, K is equal to 11. I is 9, J is 10, K is 11. So the positional value of K is 11, and look at P. What is the positional value of P? The positional value of P, O is the 15th letter, so P is the 16th letter. 16 plus 11 is 27. Letters which add up to 27 are opposite letters of the English alphabet. Please note down this concept, very important. Letters, if you take letters and their positional values add up to 27. What type of letters are there? Opposite letters. If they are opposite letters, and if you write down the letters in English alphabet A, B, C, D, what is the meaning of opposite letters? Let us see. So, if you write down till M and then start reversing N, O, P. So, we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K is there. I start on K, L, M, and then so just erase this part 1 second. Write down the reverse. You will see that we are exactly ending at Z. Now, very important to note these letters. They are all what we call as opposite letters. So, here M and N are opposite letters. M is the 13th letter, N is the 14th letter. 13 plus 14 is equal to 27. So, this can also be sometimes used in coding and decoding, right. You see, similarly, where K and P are opposite, right. Okay. Now, same thing if you do here. Now, I and H, what is the link between I and H? So, I minus 1. N and L, what is the link between N and L? That is minus 2. And G and D, what is the link between G and D? Minus 3. Observe here, in this order. Reverse order. Okay. So, now let us write down here. First, let us make the positions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. First 3 letters B, A, N, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, go in the same order here C, C, Q. So, B here S plus 1 is T, U plus 1 is V, U plus 2, sorry, it is plus 2. So, U, V, W, let us correct this part. Plus 1, plus 2, plus 3. So, S plus 1, U plus 2, P plus 3, U, V, W and P, Q, P plus 3, Q, R, S. So, what do we get here? The last 3 positions, T, W, S. K and P are opposite, already we know that, K and P. So, P opposite will be K, P opposite is K. Now, these 3 will go here, O, R and T. What are we doing here? First one minus 1, M, N, O, then we have minus 2, P, Q, R and minus 3, S, R, Q, N, P, Q, K, T, W, S. Look at the answer, N, P, Q, T, W, S. So, that is how we cover the advanced level of coding decoding question based on letter shifting. With practice, you will start observing and finding out the answers very quickly without any difficulty. What is required is one very important point, to observe, understand different types of questions which come in exams. to observe and see how and what approach should be used while solving complex questions on coding and decoding, right? Look at the different types and practice. That is how you solve the letter shifting coding type. So now it is time for the class practice pack. I have selected some advanced and difficult questions from this letter shifting coding type in this class practice pack, solving which will give you a clear understanding of your understanding of the topic and the difficulty level of the exam. Those once you hear the sound, those who are the passport users can immediately start solving the class practice pack. The questions that most students get wrong will be discussed in the next session of coding and decoding. So best of luck to you.